Hello and welcome back to another Flutter tutorial. In this video, we will see how to easily manage state using providers, MultiProviders, ChangeNotifierProviders, and consumers. Okay, so let's start. This is my main.dart file where I have set the home as an empty container with a white background. Okay, now let's go ahead and create some screens. So let me create a new file, homescreen.dart. Import the material package and class home screen. So this is going to be a stateless widget. So this does not hold a state of its own, but it does have a build method. So a scaffold with a bar, the title, and a container, the child, a column. Okay. So we will add children later. So let me go to the main.dart file and set the home screen as our home. Okay, restart the app. Okay, yeah, so that should be returned. All right, so that's our home screen now. Let's create a shopping list for this demo. So for that, I'm gonna need a new screen. So let me take a copy of the home screen and rename it to add item screen. Okay, now let's go to the home screen and add an icon button in the bar. So that's a plus button. So clicking on the plus button will navigate to the add item screen and navigate a dot push with a context and a new material page route, which will take the builder, and we need to return the screen which we are going to navigate to. Okay, so that's add item screen. All right, now let me set it to a full screen dialog. So full screen dialog to true. Okay, so that's navigating. Okay, so what we are going to do is we will add a text field and a button in the add item screen, and by clicking on the button it will get the data from the text field and send it back to the home screen, where we will add that data to a list. Okay, so let's add the text field and setting a content padding to 15 and the hint text I'm going to say item name, and we will also need a button, so a raised button. Okay, so let me create a text editing controller for the text field. Okay, so controller is equal to item name controller. Okay, and on press of the button we are going to check if the text is empty, then we are going to return. Otherwise we will just close the screen. So for that, navigator.pop with context. Okay, so right now we are not sending the data, we're just closing the screen. Okay, so that's working. All right, okay, I have a warning here. Okay, I need to set the text editing controller to final because it's a stateless widget, right? Okay, so the warning is gone. Now to get the item name and send it back to the home screen, I'm gonna need a model class. So I'm naming it item.dart with class item and string item name. So I'm keeping it as simple as possible with a constructor that accepts the item name. All right, and I'm going to create one more class. I'm going to name it item add notifier. I'll tell you what this class is going to do. Okay, so let me import the material package and the item.dart file. So class item add notifier. So this is going to hold the list of items. So initially it is empty, and we will write a method add item that is going to accept the item name and add it to the list. So item is equal to new item with item name, and add that value to the list. All right. Okay, now let's go to the home screen. Not the home screen. We will need the add item screen. So what we are gonna do is we will need something like this. So item add notifier is equal to new item add notifier, and item add notifier dot add item with the value from the text field, right? But there is no way to send it back to the home screen and set the state in the home screen, right? So let's remove this, and we will do it in a different way with the help of providers. So we need to add the package provider. So let me check that. So we will need only this package, the provider package. So make sure to get the latest version. So right now it's 4.0.4. okay. So once you have added it, call Flutter packages get, that will download the packages and add it to the project. All right. So once you have done that, go to your notifier class and extend ChangeNotifier, and don't forget to call notify listeners. Okay. So the notify listeners is going to notify us about the data changes, but we don't have a listener yet, right? In our case, the home screen need to listen to it, correct? So what we are going to do is we will wrap the home screen with ChangeNotifierProvider. So that's going to take a builder, and we need to return the proper model here, the notifier here. Okay, and child will be our home screen, right? Restart the app. But I have done something wrong here, and I will show you what it is and how to solve it. Okay, so we need to send the data from add item screen, right? So let's go to the add item screen. So let me open it. Okay, so here, from here, we need to send the data back to the home screen, right? So for that, we need the provider class, and I'm gonna call provider dot off. So let me import the provider first. So import provider dot. All right. Then call provider dot of context, and here we need to send the proper notifier class. Okay, then we will have access to all methods in that class. So add item with the text field data, and that's going to notify the listeners, and that will come here. But I have an issue here. I think the builder method, the builder property is deprecated. So add the create property and return the item and notifier. Okay, all right. So the home screen need to consume it, right? So for that, let's import the provider in the home screen, and go to the build method and add a widget called consumer, and make sure you add the right notifier here, and the builder property will have the context, and the second parameter is what we are interested in, and third parameter we are just ignoring it. So that's a child which can be used for optimization purposes. Okay, so let's return a list view dot builder from here, and the item builder will have the context and the index. Okay, so we need to return the list view row here. So return. So I'm going to return a padding widget. Okay, and with the padding edge insets dot all 15 and a child, which is a text with value. So we have the item add notifier object here, so that will be item add notifier dot. We have the item list of index dot item name, right? Okay. All right, now let me set some style with a font size of 20 and color black. Okay, now let's open the add item screen. Okay, all right, so we are sending the data from here. That's going to notify the listeners, and our home screen will consume it, right? So that's the flow. So let's go to the home screen again and see what happens there. So the data will go to the home screen and the consumer widget will consume it. So I didn't set the item count here, so let me set it. So item add notifier dot item list dot length, right? So that's going to set the data in the list view. Okay, so let's run the app and see if that's working. So add an item here. Okay, so it's not navigating back. So let's see what is the error here. Okay, so let's clear the console and try to restart the app and try again. Okay, so it's saying set the listen to false. Okay, let's try that first. So listen false. Okay, all right, item 1. Okay, still there is some issue. So here is the real issue. So it's saying ensure the provider item add notifier is an ancestor of this add item screen widget, right? We have already wrapped the home screen with the change notifier provider, right? But we have not wrapped the add item screen with the change notifier provider, correct? So it's complaining that. So you can see the add item screen is not a descendant of the home screen. It's just navigating from the home screen. The add item screen is a descendant of the material app, the root app, right? So this is a common mistake. So make sure you don't do this after watching this video. So we are going to fix it by wrapping the material widget, which is a root widget, with the change notifier provider. Okay. So I'm gonna remove this widget and wrap the material widget with the change notifier provider, and we need to have the create property and return the item add notifier from here. Okay, so that's it. So let's try again. All right, restart the app. All right, so everything is set. Click the add button, item 1, add item. So you can see now we have received the data in the home screen and the consumer widget is consuming it and updating the list, right? Perfect. Now for example, let's say we have lots of screens in our applications and we want to update this shopping list from a screen deep inside our application. Okay, so let's simulate that. So let me add one more button to the add item screen. Okay, and on click of the button, I'm gonna open the add item screen again. Okay, so we need to navigate to the add item screen again. So let me go to the home screen and get the navigation code, copy it and paste it. Okay, so this is going to open the add item screen again. Okay, so let's assume we are updating the data from the third screen. So if you go to the home screen, you can see that item 3 has been added. So let me open some more screens. Okay, and let me add item 4 and click on add item, and item 5. Okay, and close all the screens. You can see that it's been added to the shopping list, right? So that means you can update data from anywhere in the application, and wherever you have consumers with a proper notifier model is going to consume it, and you can do whatever you want with the data. Okay, so that was easy. Now in a real world application, you may have more than one notifier model, right? So let's say I want to update the shop name. Okay, so for that I need another notifier model, right? So let me create a new file. So I'm going to copy the item Add Notifier and create a new file. Okay, I'm going to name it shop name notifier. So here I just need the shop name. So string shop name, initialize it to empty, and the method update shop name, that's going to accept the shop name as parameter and set the shop name and call notify listeners. And let's write the consumer for this notifier. So in the home screen below the list view, I'm going to write another consumer with the shop name notifier with the builder context, and second parameter is a shop name notifier, and we're going to return just a text widget with a value shop name notifier dot shop name, right? Okay, so we can ignore the error for now because we have not completed it yet, right? So let's go to the add item screen and add one more text field, and the controller, let's create a new one. I'm going to name it shop name controller. All right, now we need to have a button. So let me add one more button, and I'm going to say update shop, and that will be shop name notifier and update shop name with the value from the text field, right? Okay, all right, now let's go to the main.dart file, and we need to add one more notify here, right? So how do we do it? So this can be achieved with the help of a new widget called MultiProviders. So that's going to accept a list of providers. Okay, so let me copy that, and I'm gonna remove everything from inside the multi-provider. Okay, and the providers, let's add the first provider. So that's our, the child will be our material widget, right? Okay, okay, and the first provider is our item add notifier, right? So build a context and return the item add notifier. So similarly, we need to return the shop name notifier. Okay, perfect. Now the error is gone. And also make sure you set the proper type for each notifier provider. So the first one is the item add notifier, and second one is the shop name notifier. Okay, restart the app. Let's go to the add item screen, add item 1. Okay, that's good. Now let's update the shop name. So let me say McDonald's and update shop. Okay, let me check what is the issue here. Okay, there is no error, so that must be some logical mistake. Okay, so the controller is wrong, the text field controller is wrong, right? You're checking the wrong control. Okay, now let's open the item screen again, add item screen again, and update the shop name. Okay, you can see that the shop name has been updated. Okay, now let's try opening more screens and update the shop name. Okay, so you can see that now it's updated to shop 2. Okay, so it's updating the same way as we did in the shopping list, right? So from anywhere in your application you can do this. So wherever you have the proper consumer that's going to consume it, and do accordingly. So make sure you have added the proper ChangeNotifier provider in the tree. So if it is added to the root, it should be available to the whole application. Okay, so you can see that we have not used set state in our application, and we are using provider to change the values in the UI. Okay, so the advantage is that so whenever you call the provider to update a widget, only that consumer widget will be updated and not the whole widget tree in that screen. Okay, so that's a good performance improvement as well, since the whole widget tree is not rebuilt. Okay, so providers are an easy way to manage state in your whole application without much complexity in the code. Okay, so that's all in this video. If you like the video, please don't forget to like, subscribe and share. Hit the bell icon for notifications about my new videos. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video. Until then, bye.